Hi, my name is Mark Biernut, and I'm an economist. In this video, I want to talk about the history of Russia in relation to how Russians feel about themselves and their country, and particularly how they feel about their security. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, any of you, and I've been to Russia, Moscow, lived in Eastern Europe most of my life, and I have a pretty good sense. My family's kind of from there. Pretty good sense, and it's a generalization. Rene Descartes, to paraphrase him, said every generalization is a distortion of the truth. But this feeling in Russia is they're untouchable. They're safe. It's an implicit relationship between the government and the people that if they stay out of the government's way, the government will stay out of their way, and they get to live in the shadows quietly. And if somebody asks their opinion on the street, they may have some cutesy philosophical axiom that they may, say, but there's nothing deep there. They just basically feel like they're insulated, and, the West, and the West is really anybody outside of Russia, can't touch them. This is based on historical experiences and what they were taught about the 1940s and recent history. But the reality is incorrect. Every 200 years or so, Moscow is occupied. They go through times of trouble. They go through occupation. And the first one was obviously the Golden Horde in the Battle of Kulikovo under Dmitry Domsky in 1380. They started to release this, influence of the Golden Horde and the grip on Moscow. But that was a long time. So let's say it was 1400. Then again, in the Battle of Kulshin, and that was in, I believe, 1610, with Stanislav Żółkiewski, the Polish occupied Moscow. And they set up their false Dmitry in the times of troubles. Okay, so that was 200 years after the Golden Horde. Then again, there's Napoleon, 1812, the Battle of Borodino. He occupied Moscow. So that was in the 1800s, 1400, 1600, 1800s. Oh, we're in 2024 or the 2020s, depending on when you watch this. What's going to happen next? So they're under this mythology that they're untouchable. Nobody can touch Mother Russia. We are Russian. We're invincible. We may not have a great life, but we're tucked away secure and safe in this Arctic wasteland or whatever they think. And the Tsar will take care of us. But that is incorrect, because all of Russian history tells you that in a cycle of every 200 years, they're basically occupied. They go through a time of troubles. And, I'm not even talking about the Russian Revolution, 1917. I'm just talking about when foreign entities occupy Moscow, and then there's a reformatting of the Russian society. So maybe there will not be an occupation, and the times are different in this geopolitical struggle. But I believe that this is the 200-year time of a reformatting of Moscow and Russia. They are under a misconception. If you go back to the Golden Horde, the Commonwealth of Poland and Lithuania, the French, they've occupied Moscow, occupied Moscow, occupied Moscow. And each time, Moscow has gone through a time of crisis. And now that we're around that 200-year mark, if you believe in large cycles and mega cycles of geopolitical trends, then maybe you might want to start thinking that Russians have a naive feeling of invincibility. Let's see what's going to happen and unfold. Of course, I want to make the world a better place, and for me, that would be removing despotism and tyranny from around the world. So let's hope that this next reformatting, and it does coincide with this cycle, will be a better one. My name is Mark Biernut, and I'm a monetary economist. Have a great day. Thank you very much.